This is part 4 of setting up a new job site with Trimble Siteworks. So the next step in the process is to calibrate our job site. So we're going to use that CSV file that we brought in with our control points, and we're going to calibrate the job site. To start out with, we're going to go into our hamburger menu. We are going to go to Project Setup and Project Calibration. So the first step in the process is to hit the Add button, which is the plus button in the top left. We will not be hitting Finish until we're completely done with our site setup, as it'll end the process. We'll have to start over again. The easiest way to do this is to know where your first control point is. So if you have a control point that you have a definite location of, it's best to start at that point. From there, it will walk us to the rest of the points in the process. So we are going to find our control point here. So our first control point here is going to be CP2 Mag Southwest. We're going to select the point on the screen. We're going to hit select. Typically, we're going to want to take a minimum of a 15-second measurement. The longer, the better. Oftentimes, we'll do a minute or two long calibration. I'm going to keep it at 15 seconds for the sake of the video. We're going to check our measure method, the bottom of quick release from where we set up our previous video, our 2-meter pole height, and then our tolerances are going to be set to 8200s just to make sure that we keep accurate measurements. So we're going to level our rod. And hit start. While this is going, we can see our current precisions as 8 thousandths and 13 thousandths, which is a very tight calibration. So this is coming in very well. And that point has been completed. Now here's the next part where we're going to go hit the plus button and not hit finish. And we will go select our next point in the list. So as you can see in the top, it gives us a distance and bearing. So we're going to go south 46 feet and east 452 feet. So at this point, it'll start walking us to our next control points. So if we don't know where it's at, it'll actually walk us right to it on the screen. Now that we've gotten 4 of our control points saved, we've gone around and hit every control point that we can find. We've got a bad spot in our control here. So we've got one control point that wasn't accurate. Most likely it was put in wrong, or something could have been inputted incorrectly by the surveyor when they sent it out. It does happen. Usually it will highlight the bad point in red, so it's recognized the other 3 points triangulate with each other, but this top one does not. So if you notice with it on at the top, it says our horizontal is quite a ways off, almost 14 feet. If we turn it off, everything comes in and says our calibration is in tolerance. So with that said, after we got a good intolerance calibration, we're going to hit finish. Accept the calibration. It is giving us a warning. Once we do this, it will not let us go back. The last step is going to ask us, do you want to save the base station as a control point? As long as you have it on a repeatable point, we're always going to get hit yes here. I'll kind of have a free control point out of it. And that is calibrating a job site.